Hello! CampLLM is a tool we built to make searching Minnesota State Park easier using artificial intelligence. Instead of digging through a bunch of park websites, now you can just ask a questions and get answer backed by real park information. The Minnesota Department of Natural Resources website has tons of great information about our state parks, but it's a little bit hard to search through. The details are spread all over the place, so you'll find park information hours in one page and trail information buried somewhere else, amenities in another section, and a lot of pages are just really long and with boilerplate text mixed with what you actually care about. So, if you want to know something like which parks near the Twin Cities have camping, you end up clicking through multiple tabs and scrolling for a while. We thought, why can't we just ask a question and get an instant answer? That's why we built Camp LLM. CampLLM at its core is a RAG system, a retrieval-augmented generation. It crawls the DNR parks pages, cleans up the text, and store those chunks into a vector database. So when you ask a question, it finds the most relevant chunks and feeds them into AI model so that it can answer with source links. So you always know where the information came from. Let's look at our pipeline. On the left here, you see the indexing process, which runs offline, meaning that you can run it at any point in time to recollect and refresh the data. First, we crawl the DNR pages with Puppeteer, clean the text, chunk it, embed it using a small efficient model, which we'll talk later, upload it into a ChromaDB, a vector database built for semantic search. On the right here, we show the online profile. So when someone asks a question, we retrieve the most relevant chunks and then feed them into a language model. We are using Google Gemini or Gemma, and the model generates an answer grounded in that context. Let's take a look at Chroma. We are using the park as the park collection for storing all of the documents we have collected. Then we're using a personalized embedding models. We have decided to use Model 2vec with a tiny 8 million parameter model. It's fast and efficient, and it works really well for our semantic search on park data. Then we have decided to use our RAG system. The RAG class ties everything together. When you ask a question, it queries the Chroma database for the top matching chunks, builds up the context block with source metadata, and sends that to the LLM with your question. And the model generates an answer. We also parse out which sources we got cited into the answer so we can show you exactly where it come from. We have then deployed a web version of CampLLM, which you can find at campllm.techypond.com. It has a fast API backend serving this view front end, and so that when you type a question and hit send, the front end fetches the API, showing a loading indicator showing that it's thinking. Then it displays the answer with proper markdown. So far from the testing, we have found some really good things. The system does pull out relevant park informations, and then it shows you the sources so that you can verify them. It can handle questions about amenities, location, content information, and more. Of course, there are limitations too. The quality depends on the data sets, and if something isn't scraped from the DNR website, the system will not know it. So, we are also not doing some re ranking, which might help with the better results. That's why we're thinking forward. We want to add more data sources, such as like user reviews, photos, or geolocation context, so that the model know where the parks are located across Minnesota. We also want to improve the prompting to get more consistent formatting and have stronger re-ranking. Finally, we need to handle multi-turn conversations better so that the chat session stays clean. That is CampLLM. Feel free to try it at campllm.techypon.com to help you search and find the state park that you're looking for. Thank you very much.